What if the man known for preaching about saving the planet is also one of the biggest spenders on private jets and luxury estates? Bill Gates may appear modest in public, but the truth is his fortune has funded some of the most outrageously expensive possessions on the planet. From futuristic mansions to rare cars and priceless artifacts, his collection proves that wealth on this level looks very different from what most people expect. Today, I will talk about the stupidly expensive things Bill Gates actually owns, behind the Gates mansion walls. In Medina, Washington stands one of the most expensive homes ever built, a massive estate Gates named Xanadu 2.0. This residence stretches across 66,000 square feet and costs well over $100 million. It is not just big, it is futuristic. Guests who visit are given electronic pins that connect to a sensor system, allowing the home to change lighting, music, and even room temperature based on their preferences. The pool is 60 feet long, equipped with an underwater music system, and just steps away there is an artificial beach that was created with imported sand. Entertainment goes even further with a full trampoline room that was designed specifically for exercise and fun. Gates even built a private library with rare manuscripts worth millions, including scientific works that cannot be found anywhere else. Honestly, I have studied billionaire estates for years, but this place feels more like a research lab fused with a resort than a family home. A peek inside his art collection. Few people know that Bill Gates is a serious art collector, and he once made headlines for buying the Codex Leicester, a handwritten notebook by Leonardo da Vinci. The price he paid was over $30 million, setting a record at the time. This historic manuscript contains da Vinci's thoughts, sketches, and scientific theories from the 1500s. Gates has also added other expensive artworks to his collection, pieces that reflect not just wealth, but a fascination with human progress. While some billionaires decorate walls with flashy modern art, Gates prefers works tied to history and science. Owning something created by one of the greatest minds in history is not about status, it is about holding a piece of genius. To me, that is the type of purchase that defines real legacy. Hanging a centuries-old Da Vinci journal in your home is not just money at work, it is literally owning history itself. Gates and the rare car obsession. Even though he often dresses simply and drives modestly in public, Gates has a passion for rare cars, especially Porsches. His most famous purchase is the Porsche 959, a car valued at over $2 million. When he bought it, the car was not even legal to drive in the United States because of strict import laws. Gates fought for years until regulations changed and allowed it to be registered. This car was one of only a few hundred ever made and remains one of the most advanced vehicles of its era. Alongside the 959, Gates has owned multiple Porsche 911s and a Porsche Taycan, showing that his love for the brand has lasted decades. It is interesting because he does not flaunt wealth the way many billionaires do, yet when it comes to cars, he has one of the rarest and most respected collections in the world. The private jet life. Luxury travel is another area where Gates has spent heavily. His fleet includes the Bombardier BD 700 Global Express, along with Gulfstream private jets, together worth over $40 million. These aircraft are equipped with conference rooms, luxurious seating, and the ability to cross continents without stopping. While critics see them as indulgent, Gates often argues they are tools for his philanthropic foundation, allowing him to move quickly between global projects. Still, the optics are difficult to ignore. He has been one of the loudest voices about reducing carbon emissions, yet private jets consume massive amounts of fuel. This contradiction has sparked backlash, with people calling him hypocritical. And it raises a tough question. Can you truly stand on the world stage demanding climate action while burning thousands of gallons of jet fuel in a single trip? For Gates, the convenience seems to outweigh the criticism, and his jets remain one of his most prized assets. Tech investments that look like toys. Not everything Gates spends on is traditional luxury. Some of his most expensive purchases look more like futuristic experiments than personal toys. He has invested in the development of hydrogen-powered superyachts, a project worth hundreds of millions, even though he does not technically own one outright. Gates has also funded research into advanced submarines and personal flying vehicles, technologies that are closer to science fiction than reality. These are not just for show, but they certainly highlight how different his lifestyle is compared to almost anyone else. When another billionaire buys a yacht, it is for luxury vacations. When Gates gets involved, it turns into a project to redesign the future of energy and transportation. From my perspective, even his hobbies look like billion-dollar science projects, and that is what sets him apart from the rest of the ultra-rich. Real estate empire beyond Xanadu. Beyond his futuristic Washington estate, Gates has quietly built a portfolio of properties across the United States that add up to hundreds of millions of dollars. In Del Mar, California, he purchased a mansion for $43 million, a stunning oceanfront property with panoramic views and modern design. In Florida, Gates owns a massive horse ranch designed for his daughter Jennifer's passion for equestrian sports, which includes stables, training grounds, and competition spaces that few private owners could ever afford. His portfolio also extends to farmland and lakefront estates scattered across the country, with some estimates putting his farmland ownership at more than 200,000 acres. These purchases are not just about luxury living, they are about privacy, security, and in many cases, strategic investments in land that will only increase in value over time. I personally think Gates buying so much farmland is the most fascinating move. It is not flashy like yachts, but it is a power play because owning food production is the next level of wealth. The rare book vault. Among his more personal collections, Gates has developed a fascination for rare books. Beyond the famous Codex Leicester, his library includes first edition prints of historic works, ranging from scientific discoveries to classic literature. These books are not stored as decorations to impress visitors, but are treated as valuable sources of inspiration. Gates has often spoken about how studying history helps him understand innovation, and this philosophy is reflected in his acquisitions. Instead of showcasing speed or extravagance, these purchases showcase depth and intellect. It is almost poetic. While other billionaires flex sports cars, Gates is flexing Shakespeare's original works and manuscripts from some of the greatest thinkers of the past. Owning a collection like this speaks to a very different kind of luxury, one that values knowledge as much as material wealth. Philanthropy or flex. While Bill Gates has pledged to give away the majority of his fortune through the Giving Pledge, he still maintains control of assets that are valued in the billions. His critics argue that even philanthropy at this scale becomes a form of influence, since research centers, laboratories, and global projects funded by him are still run under his vision. There is a fine line between generosity and power, and Gates stands right in the middle of it. For example, his investments in healthcare, education, and climate technology are framed as charitable efforts, but they are also billion-dollar projects that expand his reach across multiple industries. From what I have observed, Gates spends on things that double as legacies. He wants his money to create change that lasts centuries, not simply to be remembered as expensive toys that fade when trends change. Whether that is seen as philanthropy or a flex of wealth is left for the world to decide. Bill Gates' lifestyle is a mix of futuristic technology, priceless history, and massive luxury hidden behind a calm public image. Some of his choices are smart investments, while others are sheer indulgence at the highest level of wealth. Which of these expensive things shocked you the most? Share your answer in the comments, and let me know whose lifestyle you want me to cover next. The next story will be even more shocking than this one, so stay tuned.